Davis, and we're at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida. Just a short time ago, the Buccaneers emerging from their tunnel to the roar of this frenzied crowd here in the Sunshine State. And we're in the big ship, and fittingly, everyone here ready to do battle as Tampa Bay gets ready to match up with Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. This will make it into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
First and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. On 1st and 10, Prescott connects here with the tight end Blake Jarwin. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. Prescott. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete.
Complete to Jameis Olawale.
Now that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. Looking to throw. Prescott. His throw incomplete. Jordan Whitehead there defensively.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. To the air again, Prescott. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive alive.
Cowboys.
Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
He was brought down by...
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Again to Elliott. And Elliott trying to work his way forward, but it looks like he did not make it. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard.
It's now 4th down.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. Here we go now with Olawale. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Well, they deemed it 4-down territory, and they got 4 yards to pick up the first.
First down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They just get the play off. Now Prescott. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Off the play fake, Prescott. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. CeeDee Lamb is intended target, and it's third down.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. Got his man there, complete to Gallup. And he will be marked down short of the first as they get to him at the 29. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
4th down.
Well, they'll say no to the 46-yard field goal try. They're going to go for it. They'll throw again. Prescott. And that is going to be incomplete. The Cowboys here unable to convert on 4th down. And this crowd into it early. Their guys stand tall on the opening drive of the football game. Brady and the Buccaneers here, 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette, and he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now Brady. It's caught by Mike Evans. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
At the 36-yard line.
Now it's 2nd and 9. We're scoreless after 1.
That's the end of the first quarter with no score.
Second quarter now in Tampa Bay. It's the Buccaneers in control of the football as they're looking at a 2nd down and 9 to go. Here's 2nd and 9. Brady to Evans on the slant. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Fournette, a 1st down carry. And he'll take this down for about 4 yards down to the 15.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Brady. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything. And against that man coverage, there was no space available. And incompletion as a result.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Brady now to throw. Godwin's got it. Touchdown Tampa Bay. Chris Godwin there to make the grab as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Certainly there are good things about quick strike offenses that score fast. but a long drive can also work to your advantage as well.
In so many ways, Brandon, because number one, you get them tired, but the big one is mentally. They can't figure out how to slow you down, how to get off the field, how to get the ball back. They go to the bench wondering, what are we going to do next time in order to stop those guys?
Fielded in the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
At their own 26-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain, so you can use that to set up your play-action game, or you can come right back and continue to run the football because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Prescott. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down. The Cowboys on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Elliott. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line, well short of the first. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. They're indeed going for it. It's Prescott. And this is caught. Amari Cooper. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. A defensive breakdown allows a pickup of 16 on 4th down.
Cowboys.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Prescott looks to throw on 1st. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Here's Prescott. It's caught. Cooper. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 18. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Levante David. And this one will be brought back to the 22. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
No gain on the play.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
22-yard line.
Here's Brady. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Credit the sack to Leighton Vander Esch. Well, it was 2nd and long, now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Incomplete. He had his hands on it, but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3-and-out and giving the ball back to their offense?
taken in at the 22. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10.
30-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Prescott from the gun. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
4th down.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it, and his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the 1st half.
Prescott's pass intercepted. The Bucs take over.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
Okay, Coach. Appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the 2nd half. The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the 2nd half is underway. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Brady and the Bucs now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. And right away, he'll look to throw. He'll set up the screen to Fournette. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. On the draw, this is Fournette. And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
They'll run it again with Fournette. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. And the Cowboys here on 3rd down bringing in an extra defensive back. Brady going to throw. And this is caught by Evans. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Here's a give to Fournette. He picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. To throw is Brady, and that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Incomplete.
Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, it didn't look his way at all in the first half, and I'll bet you the offensive coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
Now Brady gets away with one. Lucky, could have been intercepted, but it falls to the ground.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4th. Brady to throw for it on 4th down. Open man is Godwin. It's complete. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Chris Godwin. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Extra point put through by Suckup, and it's now 14-0.
The kickoff for Tampa Bay.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. This taken in about 4 yards deep. Pollard elects to keep it, and this will come out to the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. He was looking to get it into his receiver, Cooper. That'll bring up 2nd down.
It certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Tampa. From the shotgun, it's Prescott, escaping the pressure right. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. CeeDee Lamb is intended target, and it's 2nd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Prescott now from the 50. And Prescott, his 3rd interception. Carlton Davis picks it, and his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. So that now 2 consecutive drives that have ended in interceptions. You wonder if he's trying to do a little too much out there.
Oh, I like where you're going with that maybe he's pressing it a little bit, trying to be too fine with his throws, or maybe overestimating his arm. It could be a combination of all of those things. In any event, he's got to get it figured out and in a hurry.
Brings up 2nd and 1.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Again, it's Fournette. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. From midfield, here's Brady. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Sean Lee, the longtime vet, getting in and getting to the QB.
It's a team game, but sometimes individuals do stand out, don't they? How about that for a twofer? Tackle for a loss on the running play on the previous down, and then comes right back and gets a sack.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. So a change of possession here on the punt. And this offense is going to take over at their own 20-yard line.
20-yard line.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Letting one fly deep for Cooper. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this third quarter of play. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now Prescott. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Levante David. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. A handoff to Fournette. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. But now it's 3rd down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now Brady. And that is incomplete.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
And this one is no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is. Now this one now not over yet, Charles. You've got a sliver of hope on that other sideline.
We certainly do, because that would have made it a 3-score game, and that probably would have been curtains at that point. But now if they can get down the field quickly and somehow get the ball back one more time, we may have a different ball game.
First down run with Elliott going to go for about 4. 2nd and 6 coming up.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Well, a decent little gain puts them in a pretty good spot for second down. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
A gain of 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels. How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. On the carry, here's Olawale. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. He needed a yard. He didn't get anything. And the Bucs are going to take over with excellent field position to boot. Fournette on the counter. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
They keep it with Fournette on 1st down. Down to the 25.
Fournette on the carry.
Xavier Woods, the free safety, up to make the tackle.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run. But for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Brady's throw there complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Brady to Evans that time. 1st down, Tampa. Defensively, they're okay with that. Short little route, tackle him inbounds. Okay.
All right, cliche alert. It's time for someone to make a play because they've got to have something bigger downfield. They can't just take what they give them. They've got to force it and make something big happen for them.
And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
Sean Lee
able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. This defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in, and all you're doing...
And he will score. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. An 8-yard touchdown run. And the Buccaneers here finding a way to stretch their lead.
I'd have to say we're all a little bit surprised there because at his age, with his speed, or should I say lack thereof, the only rushing touchdowns I would expect are on quarterback sneaks. But here, he found all of his guys covered, and he said, why not? And by the way, if that doesn't fire up your team to see the veteran like that risking his body for the touchdown, I don't know what will.
Taken in the end zone. Pollard elects to keep it, and this will come out to the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
So after the INT, it's Brady. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. 7 yards there on the 1st down screen play.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
3rd and 4.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
Throwing now is Brady. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
But now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Cooper was the target there, and now it's second down. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Prescott to throw it. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And now here is another interception. Picked by Antoine Winfield Jr. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. How about one last great play defensively, and that should, for all intents and purposes, finish off this shutout.
That's as good a defensive performance as we've seen in a long, long time. And I know as a team they will celebrate, but I will guarantee you the defensive guys, they'll get together somewhere and have their own private celebration. A shutout, that's something to be cherished.
Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. They're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the fourth quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who really have...
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Sean Murphy Bunting.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Antoine Woods able to drop him for a loss of 4 from his defensive tackle spot. Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. And Brady going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Jordan Lewis. And that will write a finish to this ball game. So fire the cannons. It's a victory here for Tampa Bay. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total